Whoa! It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth with my co-pilot, Baby Owl. So let me get this straight. This is for the Bernie people and the Democrats. So let me get this straight. The Democratic Party tanks the election for Bernie Sanders. Goes out of their way to make sure Bernie Sanders doesn't get the nomination through full chicanery, right? That's troubling enough, man. But let me get this straight. So Bernie Sanders comes in and says, I'm going to endorse Hillary Clinton. Everyone needs to get behind Hillary Clinton. And then he turns around and leaves the Democratic Party to become an independent again. What? If you're still a Democrat or a Bernie Sanders fan, like, what are you thinking, dude? Bernie Sanders has shown himself to be the fraud that he is. Because if he was a true human being and he stood for everything he said he stood for, he would have fought till the bitter end for you, the American people who chose Bernie Sanders to be your guy. He's not my kind of guy. And yet, I was rooting for him because Hillary Clinton is the worst America has to offer, man. And so, it comes out that through the WikiLeaks document drop, that the Democratic Party conspired to keep Bernie from getting nominated. And he had the media, what comes out in those documents is the media was conspiring as well to suppress Bernie's surge of voters. Now, how this does not spark a revolution in this country, I don't know. But I get what it is. It's to totally get you, the Bernie Sanders supporters, to be like, what's the point? I might as well go home and play Pokemon Go and throw in the towel on this whole system. And I go, that's exactly what they want, man. And Bernie's in on it, by the way. What, you think that they let Bernie be a potential presidential candidate and he wasn't in on it, man? People, you need to wake up. You need to wake up to absolutely how evil the federal government is and how evil Hillary Clinton is. Look, you can go out and say all sorts of crazy things you want about Donald Trump, and I'm not even going to deny it, man. But, you know, when you look at what's going on with Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, and it doesn't make you want to vomit, it doesn't make this all a sham, this doesn't make you want to get out in the streets and just turn off the machine, I don't even get it. And the utter hypocrisy of Bernie Sanders blows me away. You know, fortunately, we're not going to have to talk about Bernie anymore because he just sold you guys out, lock, stock, and barrel. And you know what, man? You know what gives me some sort of like hope? And I want to give a big high five is to the Bernie Sanders supporters who didn't roll over. What a scumbag Sarah Silverman is. Sarah Silverman, man, I used to fully be in your camp, but you just shown yourself to be a toady. Ugh. You're gross, Sarah. And that's what it is as everyone's showing their true colors, man. What sellouts they are. What two-faced, backstabbing scumbags people are to hang on to the status quo that isn't working. And you know, the irony is you get this whole thing like Donald Trump's going to destroy the country. So that argument means that like one man can destroy this country in spite of the checks and balances, and yet no one believes that Obama's been destroying the country. He's just one man, and you look at what that guy's done over 8 years. Whoa, man. I don't get everyone's weird logic is so ass backwards. I know. You have a point to make, Al? Yeah. The humans are stupid. It's sad, man. And then I like the whole thing that the it's not what's in the documents that got dropped by WikiLeaks. It's that it's wrong that the documents got dropped. It's wrong that they got into their servers. Blah. It just goes to show that the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton does not have their servers protected. For whatever that's worth, it just utterly shows how open. So all that State Department stuff really is relevant when it's that easy for it all to get hacked. And the hottest is they're trying to blame the Russians. Like the Russians didn't drop the documents. Julian Assange did in WikiLeaks. So I don't know, man. All I know is if you can't see that we're getting played, and I'm gonna I'm getting in there played too because I'm part of this mess. But you know, if we're just gonna sit around and argue about minutia, we're lost, man, and we deserve everything that's coming our way, man. Like anyone who votes Democrat is just either brain dead, brainwashed, or the enemy. From what I can tell, because it's pretty obvious that they've been infiltrated on some sort of like disgusting level, and their intention is nothing but evil, power-hungry manipulation for the sake of the bankers. Like, it's just obvious. The Democratic Party is for war, big government, and banks, and bad trade deals. So I'm not a big fan of the Republicans either. Those guys make me want to vomit too. I just my thing is my one thing. This is the one thing I look at. I go, Donald Trump has kids, man. I see a father up there, and I see a guy. For whatever bad or evil, wants to make sure his kids have a future in this country. I think that he's a grandfather as well. I just see some sort of father instinct that says we cannot get into war with the Russians. We don't need war. We don't need to keep having jobs leave this country. We need a strong economy. Yeah, man. Some of his stuff about immigration's really goofy. Oh, God, I get it. And some of his stuff's a little tough to swallow. But he is not fraudulently tanking the election. I mean, it was the people. At least he stood up to the Republican Party, man. At least he said, screw, man, I'm not rolling over like Bernie did. Bernie, man, what? Bernie, I hope you're just sitting in Vermont and you're just like, I wonder what they had on you, man. Because no way do you roll over if you're some sort of like human being to that nonsense. No way do you roll over to Hillary Clinton, man, and their evil empire. And you have all the documents. That guy should have seen the documents going into the DNC convention and just been like, no way. He would have gotten the nomination. That's the thing. They had that shady thing where like they were turning the sound down so you couldn't hear the Bernie people. And then they had all the seat savers and they were pulling credentials. That whole Democratic National Party convention was just a sham of shams. We better wake up, people. We better wake up, right? This dude's awake. Aren't you? Yeah, you're super awake. I don't know. As a dad, man, I can't believe what's going on here. As a spiritual being, I'm not really that worried about it either, dude. I'm already connected to the light. You're right. We're super connected to the light. Yeah. Yeah, you want out of your chair? You want to come give Daddy a big hug? Ah, I don't know, man. If these little human beings aren't our main priority, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. No fraud war in my child's name. No way. No way.